Welcome to EduShorts. Subject-verb agreement is one of the most frequently asked grammar topics in bank and competitive exams. In this video, we will cover every important rule with easy explanations and examples. Before learning the rules, let's first understand what subject-verb agreement means. Subject-verb agreement is the rule that says the verb must agree with its subject in number and person. In simple words, a singular subject generally takes a singular verb while a plural subject takes a plural verb. For example, she writes every day. Here she is singular subject, so we use singular verb. They write every day. Here they is a plural subject, so we use plural verb. Let's start with the most basic rule of subject-verb agreement. A singular subject takes a singular verb. In the simple present tense, singular subjects such as he, she, it, or a singular noun generally take a verb ending in s or es. For example, she writes well. Here she is a singular, so we use writes, not write. Another example, the boy plays cricket. The subject boy is singular, so the verb should be plays. Now let's look at the opposite rule. A plural subject takes a plural verb. In the simple present tense, plural subjects usually take the base form of the verb without s or es. For example, they play football. The subject they is plural, so we use play, not plays. For example, students are studying. Dogs bark loudly. Here the subjects are plural, so the verbs are also plural. Now let's move to one of the most important rules. When two subjects are joined by and, we generally use a plural verb. For example, Rahul and Mohan are friends. Here Rahul is one person and Mohan is another person. Since there are two subjects joined by and, we use the plural verb are. A common mistake in exams is to look only at the first noun. Therefore, remember A plus and plus B, plural verb, when A and B refers to two separate people or things. Two nouns joined by and referring to one person or thing. Now, there is an important exception to the previous rule. Two nouns joined by and do not always take a plural verb. If the two nouns refer to the same person or the same thing, we use a singular verb. Look at this example. My friend and guide is here. At first glance, you may think that friend and guide are two subjects, so the verb should be are. But here, friend and guide refer to the same person. The person is both my friend and my guide. Therefore, we use the singular verb is. Now let's learn an important rule involving each and every. When each or every is used before singular nouns joined by and, we use a singular verb. For example, every boy and every girl is present. Although we have two nouns, boy and girl, the words every boy and every girl refer to individuals separately. Therefore, the verb is singular, is. Now let's discuss either or and neither nor. This is a very important rule for error spotting questions. When two subjects are joined by either or, neither nor, the verb generally agrees with the subject nearest to it. Let's take an example. Either Rahul or his friends are coming. Here we have two subjects. Rahul is singular, friends plural. The subject closest to the verb is his friends, which is plural, so use are. Neither the teacher nor the students were present. The nearest subject is students, which is plural, so we use were. Now let's look at another very common exam trap. Expressions such as along with, as well as, together with, accompanied by, besides, and including do not normally change the number of the main subject. In simple words, don't allow the noun after these expressions to control the verb. For example, the teacher along with the students is present. The main subject is the teacher. The phrase along with the students is additional information. When you see along with as well as together with, temporarily ignore that phrase and identify the main subject. Now let's learn about indefinite pronouns. This is another important area in subject verb agreement. Some indefinite pronouns are always treated as singular. These include everyone, everybody, someone, somebody, anyone, anybody, nobody, no, either, and neither. These words take singular verbs. For example, everyone is ready. Words such as both, few, many, and several take plural verbs. For example, many are absent. There are also words whose verb depends on what follows them. These include some, all, most, none, plenty. For example, some milk is left. Now let's learn another important rule. One of plus plural noun plus singular verb. One of the students is absent. Many students make a mistake here because they see the plural noun students and choose are. But the real subject is one. We are talking about one student out of a group of students. Therefore, the verb must be singular. One of my friends has joined Google. Let's learn one of the most frequently tested rule in subject-verb agreement, a number of versus the number of. Although these expressions look very similar, they take different verbs. A number of plus plural noun, plural verb. For example, a number of students are absent. The number of plus plural noun takes singular verb. For example, the number of students is increasing. Here we are not talking about the students. We are talking about the number, which is singular. Therefore, we use is. These rules are extremely important for error spotting, sentence improvement, and other grammar questions in competitive exams. I hope this lesson has made subject verb agreement easier for you. Keep practicing, keep revising. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in next lesson.